Hello, welcome to my channel, Bow and Arrow Tarot. Today we're going to get right into the weekly reading for the sign of Sagittarius. All right, my brothers and sisters, my regulars already know I am a Sagittarius myself, so I love doing these readings for my Sagittarian collective. Before I get into it, just letting you guys know I'm giving away another Oracle deck. This one is the Love Oracle deck from Island Time Wellness. It is a company that I found on Etsy, and I love this Oracle deck, and I'm giving my Romance Angel deck a bit of a break, and I'm using this deck instead. So if you're interested in being part of the giveaway for that, which will be for Valentine's Day, just go ahead and just let me know if you're interested by leaving me a comment, and of course you have to be subscribed to my channel. And that's it. So let's get right into it, my lovely Sagittarius. I'm going to pull out, like I said, 3 of your love oracle cards just to see what the nature of your relationships might be like this week. Mirror. Wow. Mirroring each other, right? Introspection, right? It's all about sort of looking inward this week, sort of looking at yourself, right? And trying to figure out, who am I? Who am I? Who am I in this relationship? What does this relationship sort of, mean to me? So for some of you, certainly mirror is that energy. You have coffin. Wow. So this is the ending of a relationship, but it's an ending that brings, of course, new beginnings. Coffin talks about growth. Shutting the door on one to open up the door to another situation. Talks certainly about transition, right? Because death is a transition, right? So some of you may even feel like coming out of a really, really horrible situation, maybe getting your freedom in a particular situation. So that relationship is dead, but out of it, you've been able to sort of liberate yourself, get your freedom, move on with your life. So certainly the end of one thing and the beginning of something else. And then we have the golden mirror. Now, this, of course, is different. The mirror is all about sort of opening up and looking at yourself objectively. The golden mirror is all about being self-absorbed, right? Just being sort of caught up in yourself, not really caring about anybody else. Narcissist. It is certainly the card for the narcissist. It's all about you, right? So it's interesting. On the one hand, we have the mirror, which is all about sort of increasing your own understanding and sort of moving forward, right, with that understanding. Taking care of yourself from a sense of growth and self-preservation. Or we have the golden mirror on the other side of the coffin, which is just all about being a narcissist. Just so caught up. The relationship, certainly when we talk about relationship, the golden mirror talks about a relationship that is always one-sided. It's always them. It's always their desires, what they want. They don't really care how the relationship affects anybody else but them. It's interesting, Sagittarius. Let's see what your animal spirits for the week are. Straight out, we have the raccoon, earth energy. Talking about being very sort of shy also. We have the black egg, associated with the 5th chakra, which is the throat chakra. And then we have the bat. Now, the bat just showed up for Scorpio as well. And the bat, of course, talks about the dark before the dawn, right? The darkness before the dawn. Let's get right into it. The raccoon is the animal spirit for talent. These are people who generally have a lot of talent with their hands and skill. The raccoon is oftentimes able to do just anything with a tool or turn anything into a tool. Raccoons are also associated with musicians. Sorry, my cat is like right here bothering me. Associated with musicians and those who create things with their hands, right? The raccoon's also extremely shy. He tends to stick to the shadows because he just doesn't want to be seen. He doesn't want anybody to see him. He's shy. He's reserved. Sometimes the raccoon can talk about having a lot of talent but being afraid to show the world your talent. Just having a little bit lack of self-confidence, that's all. But for the most part, This is a really nice animal spirit, a very strong, earthy animal spirit, and certainly the animal spirit representing someone who has a great amount of ability or talent in some area or skill in some area that they really should sort of share with the world. Now, the black egg is associated with the fifth chakra, which is the throat chakra, and we're talking about here overcoming those blockages to communication, right? The black egg is one of the cards that shows up a lot for you, Sagittarius. And I think right now there is a blockage in communication between you and someone in your life. And it really needs to sort of get dealt with, right? The throat chakra, we always talk about the throat chakra as wanting it to be open and working and sort of communicating. But part of the throat chakra is... part of seeing the throat chakra sort of work at its best is making sure that it's also always connected to your heart and your heart chakra. So that when you are expressing yourself, you are, expressing what you truly feel, what's really on your mind. And sort of really trying to sort of get someplace with this communication, not just sort of talking, but talking so that you can get to a place with someone and understanding with someone. That's the difference between a golden mirror with someone who's a narcissist and they just sort of talk at you, or the mirror when somebody really sort of tries to take a real look at themselves and the relationship they have with you to look at what it really all means for everyone involved. Certainly this week, Sagittarius, some of you are dealing with communication issues big time. Now, the bat is air energy, and the bat definitely talks about the darkness before the dawn. The need to sort of like get rid of anything that is holding you back from your rebirth, right? Anything that you're still attached to from your past, anything that you're still attached to from situations that are dead and over, relationships that are dead and over and done. Whatever that is, whatever last little ties you may have to the past or to things that no longer serve you, really need to let go of them if you want to have a real rebirth, if you really want to have a new start or a new transition in your life, right? The bat reminds us it's time to truly let go of everything else that has kind of held us back, right? So, trying to get into your spread. Sagittarius, we're going to pull out about three card spreads for you to see what you may be going through this week. Again, these are intended to be outlooks for different Sagittarius, so you may only resonate with one of them or a part of it. So let's just see what you may or may not be going through this week, my lovely Sagittarius. All right, show me. Five of Pentacles, King of Swords, Ace of Swords. Nice. Some of you coming into this week on the heels of a power struggle that has fallen apart, where there has been a split. Five of Pentacles really talks about a situation where a dynamic has fallen apart with you and either a group or someone else, and you're the one really paying the financial price. Five of Pentacles really talks about sort of being turned out into the cold, having to rebuild yourself. Now, you may not have, you may not be completely destitute, right? Like these characters on the card. But what we're talking about here is an example. An example could be, say, for instance, if you're living with someone, your roommates, you're very good friends, and you have a falling out. Things have been really testy for a while, very difficult. You haven't been communicating very well, right, Black Egg? And there's a falling out, there's a divide. And they either move out or you have to move out, and now you are financially worse off, right? You're having to pay a financial price. That's an example of Five of Pentacles. Or, for instance, if you are in a relationship with someone or in a marriage with someone and you get divorced, right? And all of a sudden you're having to rebuild your life again because of the divorce. Financially has really hit you. That is an example of Five of Pentacles energy. And so for some of you, you're coming into the week with this energy. You're really kind of sort of, I want to say this is probably already happening. You're really in the process now of sort of building yourself back up. King of Swords is what you're met with, and this is a real sort of desire to have nothing but honest truth, right? Real honesty. Could be that any blockages that were in the way between you and someone and communicating honestly with them are now sort of being swept away or dealt with. And this week is the week where you can really sort of let somebody know how you feel. I'm going to say King of Swords, This could be someone who comes into you as well this week and really sort of lays down the law, in a sense that it could very well be some of you. If you're in an example, could be a lawyer or a mediator or someone in your life who has the authority and the power to really compel you and someone else to be honest, or to, to talk with each other for the purpose of coming to some kind of decision. It almost feels as though, yes, some of you are indeed going through maybe a divorce here, right? Or separation. And the King of Swords is kind of someone who is in your life right now. Again, like I said, it could be a lawyer or it could be a really good friend. But this King of Swords person comes in and they're extremely, like, bitterly honest with you. They're, like, brutally honest with you, right? And they may be telling you things that you don't necessarily want to hear, but you have to hear them. And it's interesting because by the end of the week, you have an Ace of Swords, which is understanding and clarity comes in. I think this King of Swords, whoever this person is, whether, like I say, they are an actual friend of yours or relative or an actual sort of like official person in your business, like a lawyer or mediator, whatever the connection is with you, their brutal honesty is really what the doctor ordered, right? And I think that this is a necessity for you right now to sort of find out how to move forward. You really needed to hear what they have to say, no matter how difficult it was, because by the end of the week, you certainly have an understanding. You have a better understanding. You have better clarity on what you need to be doing next. And this has all sort of come out of this sort of very sort of, I want to say maybe difficult, but necessary conversation with this King of Swords. 8 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Cups, 2 10s. Wow. So some of you very much putting a lot of discipline into your work, Sagittarius. 8 of Pentacles talks about putting restrictions in place. And basically those restrictions basically amount to discipline, being disciplined, not going out, working on your craft or your job or your business or whatever the case may be, knuckling down, right? So that you can accomplish this sort of mastery that you're looking for. Some of you come into the week with this, right? It's you're really sort of putting the nose to the grindstone, and you come out of this week, you're met with a 10 of Pentacles, and ultimately you come out 10 of Cups. Very nice. It's like working, because you see the light at the end of the tunnel. 10 of Pentacles certainly talks about arriving, finances coming in, abundance coming in. But part of the reason 10 of Pentacles is that ultimate sort of wealth is that it's also the union, right? The committed union that you have with someone. And again, you round the week off with 10 of Cups, again, to reaffirm this committed union. Some of you, Sagittarius, I'm going to say you may be working really hard at the beginning of the week. You may have been working very hard for several months now to allow this to happen or to work for this. It could be that you're moving in with someone, right? You're moving in, or you're getting married, or you're taking this level of commitment you have with someone to a higher level. And with it comes abundance and happiness, right? 10s are completion, and within that completion, we're at the beginning of a next stage. It's like for some of you, you've been working away, and now is the time to reap the rewards. You get your lover. Maybe you were working for a house to move in together, and now you guys have it and you are able to do it. Or maybe you're working for the money to actually get married, and now you guys have it, you're able to do it. Whatever the case may be, is you Sagittarius have been really working very hard for it, and this week it all comes in. All of the completion comes in. It's really, really nice energy. And I'm going to say this is certainly for Sagittarius who already knows, they have their lover in their life. But there was like some work that needed to be done for you both to sort of be able to actually be together and now start your new life together. It's very, very strong, very complete, beautiful energy for you and your lover. Hanged Man, 4 of Wands, and 9 of Pentacles. All right, this last spread. 9 of Pentacles always shows up for my readings at some point for the weeklies. Hanged Man energy. Some of you are very much waking up to the fact that... you may be wanting a new relationship coming in your life, or you may be wanting a relationship, period. It's interesting. You come into the week with Hanged Man. The Hanged Man is awakening now. He's beginning to understand. Some of you are having like a period of time right now in your lives where there's a real epiphany about something. And I'm going to say it's certainly about the nature of your deeper relationships, because you are met with a 4 of Wands this week. it almost feels to me like you're met with a Four of Wands, Sagittarius, which is like you're met with the idea or the offer of a relationship with someone. And it looks on surface to be this great relationship, this perfect connection with them. But I think you decide to say no. You know, you round your week off with a Nine of Pentacles. I think you decide that you're just not, you either don't trust it, right? You either don't trust it, or there's something that's not quite right here. Because you are awakening to something. Hangman shows that you are having an understanding coming in about something. Could be that you've been in a relationship for quite some time, and this relationship may have for quite some time may have been sort of like moving towards a higher level of commitment, moving towards, you know, that kind of twin flame journey, right? But something this week about it just doesn't sit right with you, Sagittarius. And because you're coming into this week with like eyes wide open, right? The Hangman talks about your eyes really being wide open, your understanding being wide open, and new awareness coming in. You find out something about this love connection, this 11-11 connection, and you really just pause because you round off with Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is sort of you just kind of doubling down on your effort at work, like being much more sort of ambitious about your job or your career. It's like you put this Four of Wands on a back burner, you know, Sagittarius. Some of you put this relationship on a back burner, I think, and you're just not quite sure if you're ready to move forward, right? Maybe before you woke up, when you were sort of still asleep, Hangman energy, you kind of still going through the motions. Yeah, it all sounded like this is what you want. But this awakening this week is really, and for some of you, I'm going to say it feels like an awakening to the fact that you really have much more love and time and energy to put, that you want to put into your career. And you're not quite ready to be tied down yet in this Four of Wands. You're not quite ready to be sort of domesticated, I want to say. It could be that you are fearing domestication, right? You are fearing, perhaps some of you Sagittarius, you know, the feeling that the more committed you become in this relationship, the more domestic and less you sort of have your own independence and your own sort of life. And you just wait. You're just not willing to go for it just yet. You stay in your garden. You stay with your, you know, your career and your business. You're just not willing to sort of say yes to this just yet. All right, Sagittarius, I'm going to call it. This is your February 1st to the 7th weekly reading. If you enjoyed it, please like, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to leave me a comment or hit the bell for notification. Don't forget to let me know if you're interested in being in the draw for the Love Oracle cards, okay? So the only thing you have to do is simply let me know that you're interested. Be a subscriber on my channel. Is this going to... I wonder if this is going to focus for me. And just let me know in a comment that you're interested in the drawing for this deck. I will be announcing the winner around Valentine's Day. And again, if you are interested, you'll have to keep your notifications on so that when that winner video comes out, I'll be announcing your name, and you're going to have to get in contact with me and give me your email and all of that good stuff so that I can actually send the deck to you. All right, guys, that's it. Sagittarius, if you want to get a private reading or you want to get an answer to any one of your questions, same day turnaround tarot reading answer, you can go ahead and book a tarot answers with me. Other than that, have a wonderful, wonderful first week of February, Sagittarius, and I'll see you next week for your weekly. Bye-bye now.